Well, I guess you know what my name is, and I'm from Ohio, from Cleveland, Ohio, and left there as soon as I could get out of high school and went to art school in California and began showing and developed my career basically in California in the late 60s and in the early 70s. And I've always maintained a kind of dual residence between New York and LA. So I kind of live in both places and take influences from both places. And basically lived in New York from the mid-'80s through 2000. So one of the works that you see in the show is the representation of my studio as it was in New York for 15 years. Well, the basic influences are European, in that I'm probably more influenced by the events of, the early avant-gardes from Dada on into Surrealism. And Surrealism was also a big influence in California after the Second World War. So when I was coming of age, Surrealism was important to artists in California. And it remains an influence, and then that moves on to the Nouveau Realists and other events of the 50s and 60s, happenings, and all of the ideas of interdisciplinary activity that led to the development of conceptual art. So I'm really a product of those times, and generationally, a first-generation conceptualist, as they say, and so the work is based in ideas rather than objects, and I'm very much a product of my time. But I've always maintained, the idea that there is no hierarchical way of working, that I can do any kind of art that I want. And so it leaves it open to, the use of the idea as the core. And so structurally, I can use anything. And it's not about objects in a gallery. It's about the world outside of the gallery, and the bringing of the inside, or bringing the outside in, and vice versa. So the direction is to get people involved in the world outside of the gallery. So therefore, I developed projects like Al's Cafe and Al's Grand Hotel that appear to be, normal everyday situations. But of course, once you enter into the context, you are forced to recognize that it's about something else. And so, those were some works that were done in the late 60s, early 70s. And then that extends into invitations from different institutions and cities to develop ideas that have to do with work outside. I don't like the word public art because it is something that I don't really do. And the works exist in the public, but it's not really formally public art as people tend to know it. So they involve interactions with people in the cities and particular histories and etc. But that's only one aspect of the practice. There's drawing, there's writing, there's constructions of one kind or another. But it's all kind of using what's common and available to anybody. this is the part of the work that would draw anybody into it, I would hope. The show was organized in Dusseldorf for the Kunsthalle, so it's basically a selection of the work from that show, which is only somewhat larger, but this is a very different space, and so things are integrated differently, but the work was chosen around the theme that was developed in Dusseldorf. And so there's a specific theme that runs through the selection of the works, which is available in the catalog. The catalog has a title, and that's essentially the title of the show. And so if you kind of start with the title, as you do with, if you pick up a novel, you read the title, it's very much the same kind of process. You have to just go in as many layers as you choose to go in, but a lot of it is quite accessible on many levels, whether it's purely visual or literary or combination of both, or sculptural or color, form, it's all here. But all of the work involves an interaction with the viewer. The work really invites the viewer to do the same work that I do, and so I can't really. I don't have any interest in telling them what to do. It opens up so that the process becomes a kind of mirror or parallel process to how I put things together as an artist, so that they are able to grasp whatever amount of it that they choose to.